Yo, my voice is absolutely fried, dude. So I just went to an NBA game for the playoffs, and my voice is cooked. And I've got to get this video out tomorrow, so I have no choice but to upload video with me talking like this. So I apologize. It's still doable to the point where like I can speak, but it's just not my normal voice, you know? So we've got something very interesting for you today. We've got a tier list. Now, I'll show you the tier list here. This is our tier list. So, scroll up. Back day tier list. We gotta lock in, and we're gonna rank these. Now, there are 5 tiers that I've decided to create. The worst one is beta. No one should use them. The next one's mid. I was gonna put mid in the middle, which would make sense. However, a lot of these are pretty solid, so it wouldn't make sense. Treat this more like this would be the middle if it was other things that were not very good. Then we have good, great, and then obviously the number one is Sigma. Sigma is superior to everything. Let's get started, shall we? We're gonna start off with hyperextension. Ooh, this is really solid. I'm not gonna lie. This is a really good exercise for the lower back. I'd honestly say good. It's a decent. Like I said, your lower back is really good, but if you look at all the other back exercises up here, it just, I don't know. It's about average. So hyperextension I think is really good. Like I said, probably one of the best lower back things for you. So try it out if you haven't. T-bar rows. I am a huge advocate for T-bar rows. However, I think it can be a little unbalanced or difficult, at least. It just doesn't feel right sometimes because I always struggle with the form. I can never really tell how exactly I'm supposed to do it. Like if I'm supposed to be bent at like a 90-degree angle, or if I'm supposed to be like straight up kind of angled like this picture. But I don't know. I really like T-bar rows. They give a really good pump. It's just, I don't know. I feel like they're a better alternative, such as barbell rows. Barbell rows are freaking Sigma, dude. These are the most Sigma of all. These help the back. They're good to progressively overload. Really good for tracking. You track your rep ranges and all that. So it's really good if you're looking to keep a program and looking to gradually go up from there. It's honestly perfect for that. So with everything that goes in with it, with the pump side of things, with the workout side of things, with the eccentric side of things, you can work the eccentric on this pretty well. As long as you're using weight you can control, and then progressive overload obviously is a huge factor. So barbell rows, so good. Seated machine rows. Now, this is what's in my program at the current moment, actually. I don't know if you've seen, I've changed my back day up a little bit, but still working pretty well, to be honest. So, would I put it at great or Sigma? I'd probably put it top of great, because there are a couple other things that I think are really good. But it's, once again, another thing that's really good to progressively overload. And then you can also do a lot of hold, slow, and then what's it called? Partials. Sorry, I feel cooked right now. But yeah, seated machine rows, very good exercise. Pumps really good as well. So I'd recommend that. Doesn't really matter which grip, whatever really suits you in a way. The wider obviously is gonna target your lats a little more, and the middle is gonna be more central back area, upper back area. But yeah, whatever tickles your fancy, I should say. Let's go to pull-ups. Pull-ups is the next. Ooh, I have a love-hate relationship with these because they can be very beneficial, but there are a lot of better alternatives. We'll put it above hyperextension. Pull-ups. Here's my thing with pull-ups. Really good for body weight exercises, like if you do CrossFit. God forbid. Sorry, no. I love all my CrossFit fans. I'm not a hater, trust. I'm just, personally, I could not do that. But CrossFit, it'd be really good, probably. Calisthenics would probably be really good as well, because it helps train your body weight stuff. But I don't know, as a bodybuilding perspective, when you're trying to constantly gain weight and look bigger and leaner at the same time, you're just not going to be able to rip out a ton of pull-ups until you get like extremely strong for your body weight, which is very difficult to do. So pull-ups are solid. I just think there are a lot of better alternatives for, especially when you're first starting, such as this guy, deadlift. Is it a back exercise? Is it a leg exercise? I hear all kinds of things. I personally think it's a back exercise because of how much you're using your back to lift. There's still kind of a debate behind that, but I think people are more leaning towards the back sort of things. But it's freaking Sigma, dude. Deadlift is Sigma. That sounds really corny, but it's really good. Really, really good, actually. Obviously, really good when you know how to use it, I should say, because when you have bad form, it's terrible for you. It can result in a lot of injury. Even if you're doing it correctly, it can result in injury, but you just gotta kind of be ready to take on those cautions, because every other exercise you can have injury as well. I just think deadlift is sort of prone to that, more prone to like high blood pressure and things of that nature. You've probably seen layer wheels who deadlifted and then like chest popped and started bleeding or whatever. But yeah, and then you've seen multiple people pass out, most likely. Like they'll do their deadlift and then they'll like stand up and then they'll just like that, you know, like they'll just die for a minute. But deadlift is still really good. It's really good for your ego as well. I just think it's a really freaking cool exercise. Single arm dumbbell rows. Honestly mid. Honestly really mid to me. You could do a lot of weight with it. Like I personally, I'll rip out like 60s ish, which isn't the best, but it's not the worst either. I just don't see a purpose for it. Like I said, there are a lot of other things you could be doing that are more beneficial for it. I think your grip has more of a factor on that than most other things, which obviously you should get straps, but I just think like all these things above it, especially the middle back things such as T-bar rows, seated machine rows, and then barbell rows, those three specifically are so much better than single arm dumbbell rows. They're a good like exercise when you're not like focused on something. Like if you're doing 4 or 5 different back workouts, it's good for extra volume, I guess, like 4 or 5 different exercises. I think it's good for extra volume and hitting it in a different way, but I just don't see why you would appreciate this over any other. Dumbbell pullover. I honestly, I don't do them, to be honest, but I've heard a lot of really good things. I've done sets like a long time ago, doing like when I first started lifting, doing stuff like this, and I might go back to it at some point, to be honest, because it's freaking hard, man. It's really hard, but it's really good for you. A lot of those things that are really difficult end up being really good for the results. Really good for the rear delts and trap sort of area. I just think stuff like that, it brings out variation that I think back so desperately needs, because it's a lot of just pulling constantly and kind of locking out in the same kind of grip, I should say. But dumbbell pullovers really add that sense of volume and diversity that I think is good to have in your workouts, because like I said, you're constantly doing the same thing over and over again. So getting a different exercise with a different sort of viewpoint, I guess, can really get something going there. Yeah, I really like it. Seated rows. I'd say probably probably ended good. I don't know. As someone who's short and has short arms, the range of motion sucks. It's absolutely terrible. But I can see why people like it. I just personally, I just don't understand. It just doesn't feel beneficial to me compared to all the other things. Like, this feels way more beneficial. Seated machine rows, T-bar rows, even though I have a love-hate relationship with them, I still don't understand it. And barbell rows, like, I just don't see why seated rows would be superior to all those, because I just don't know. Like, the range of motion is not very good on this thing. It just feels different, I guess you could say. I'm getting tired. My throat's dying out here. But lat pull down, probably the most Sigma of them all. You can work your lats, your upper back, your middle back, really whatever you need. It's more specifically for lats depending on your grip, but you can also do reverse, get a little bit of biceps as well. I don't know, you can do so many different things with it, and I just think, I don't know, I just don't understand why you wouldn't have this in your workout, because like I said, I'll do four-ish sets of this just because it hits almost everything. Like, obviously, like I said, it's a lat pull down, so it focuses on the lat. However, you can hit a lot of your back doing that, so I think it's a really good, probably one of the main lifts that you do, just because, like I said, it hits everything. So probably a really good core lift, one of the first things to start with, I would say. But yeah, Sigma tier for lat pull down. Okay, plane pull, let's be real, no one can do it except me. Okay, I'm the only freaking Sigma in here. All right, so I'm gonna be the one doing the freaking plane pull. Sled push, mid, really mid. It's good if you're doing like football, like if you're a lineman or something. That's the only reason I've seen sled push be involved in something, is because our like strength coach at my high school is the football coach as well. So there's like a lot of sled and there's like a big strip of turf. But other than that, it's honestly just inferior to 90% of back exercises, just because of everything that you're doing. It's a push, like it's not even a pull. Like, obviously it's gonna work more than just your back. I don't know. I found this list online, so it's kind of dumb that this is on here. But chest supported rows, great, probably above T-bar. This feels really top heavy, but chest supported rows are really freaking good, dude. If you know how to do them and you know how to hold slow on the eccentric down and back up, like, dude, one of the best burns you'll ever feel when lifting. It's so freaking good. It's just something you gotta try. Like, a lot of these things I've talked about in my Jack to Madness video, which if you haven't seen that, you should see that ASAP, because I freaking love making that video. But this is just me harping on almost all the same things, just a little extra here. Okay, what the hell is a super yoke? We're looking this shit up. Dog, what? I don't know what the hell this is. Freaking beta. Don't do that shit. Actually, no, we'll put sled push down to beta as well. Yoga. It's low-key, actually no, it's low-key really good for you. On a real note, let's go good. But like, if I was gonna be a tough gym bro, I would say it's beta, but honestly, it's probably really good for you. I've never done it, but it's really good for muscle recovery. So if you're okay with kind of embarrassing yourself, probably, I would recommend it. You'll be in there with a ton of moms. But sumo deadlift, I think, is good. I think it's way inferior to deadlift. Actually, no, we'll put it up the bottom of great, because it's still deadlift in a way. It's just not as good as regular deadlift, because I think that's just way more back. Like sumo, you're a lot wider, you got less range of motion. Regular deadlift, it's more pulling all the way up. So I don't know, it's just kind of an inferior version of deadlift in my opinion. Straight arm pull down. So these are like pullovers as well. I didn't really look through most of these, but okay. What would I put that? I put it at good. it's good for your rear delts. I honestly like dumbbell pullovers like this are really good for that rear delt, but this is also good alternative if you are looking to change it up a little bit, hit more volume on it, which honestly you should only be doing 2-3 sets of rear delts at most, just because it's such a small muscle. You're gonna overwork it instantly if you're gonna go like 4 or 5 sets on it. So I would recommend dumbbell pullover, but if you want to switch it up a little bit, straight arm pullover or pull down, I guess they call it, is something I would recommend as well. Yeah, suspension row, that's really freaking mid. I don't know. It's just dumb. If you're gonna do stuff like that, I don't know. You could do a lot more beneficial things with your time in the gym than suspension row. Unless you're like a beginner and you're trying to lose that weight, then yeah, that's good. It's a body weight exercise. Helps you get up. I don't know. When you get more tenured, stuff like that just seems kind of redundant. Because then you could just do stuff like that with weight, you know? Like, I don't know. It's dumb to me. Now that I've been lifting, I sound like I'm a fucking old head. I've been lifting for like a year and a half, so I don't know. This is just stuff that I've gained in the year and a half of me training. But suspension row, I've never done, never found the need to. Dumbbell shrugs. I'd probably put it really good for your traps. I'd put it in top of good probably. 'Cause it's solid. I think it's the best shrug. Which actually kind of says that barbell shrugs are going to be mid. Dumbbell shrugs, you feel more stabilized, I guess. Whereas shrugs, you're just kind of deadlifting with less weight and then just shrugging. I don't know. I feel like dumbbell shrugs hits the traps a lot more. It also shows the overall grip strength, back, all that. Like, shrugs with the barbell, it seems a little more imbalanced. It seems like you're having to control a lot more things, so it can kind of throw you off a little bit. But dumbbell, literally all you have to do is focus on grabbing the dumbbells, shrugging up. Like, there's no problem to that. Man maker row. Huh? I think I've seen that. Like I said, it's like a CrossFit thing. I think it's not for me. Not for me. Pilates swimming. I can't fucking swim. Alright, Superman. Actually good for lower back, good for abs. I'll actually probably put it up in, we'll put it in good, because like I said, you could be doing a lot more better things like hyperextension with your lower back, or you could do like yoga or something to like help recover it. But Supermans are also really good for body weight. They also help with your abs a little bit. So if you're looking on training abs, I think those can be decent as well. And then lastly, muscle up. Put it dead in the middle, to be honest, because a small percentage of people can do them. But if you can do them, I feel like it's more of a calisthenic and CrossFit sort of thing. I don't know. It can be good, I would say. Just from experience, I've never done it. I've always wanted to be able to do them. I'm not that big. Yeah, that's what I would say is my ideal tier list. Ironically, that we've got Ronnie Coleman in 2 of these. So maybe I just really love Ronnie Coleman. But yeah, if you can plane pull, you're a freaking Sigma. I can plane pull, so I'm just kind of better than you. But hope you guys enjoyed, actually. On a real note, this is me trying to give some decent advice, along with kind of messing around a bit, showing my personal side, I guess you could say. Trying to transition from doing this, as well as creating gaming content on Twitch, is something that I'm going to be trying to do. So I'm going to be trying to sprinkle in a little bit more personality in these videos, show my real self, and then those videos as well, you'll be seeing 100% real me, just kind of going along with things, saying what's on my mind or whatever, making jokes, all that jazz. But I did want to get some advice. So beta, I don't recommend doing. Mid could be good, I guess. I think there are better alternatives. Good, solid exercises, just not the greatest in my opinion. I think all these above good are really good for training. I just have preferences over the others. Sigma, absolutely the best, and then great is not much worse than that. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Take this with a grain of salt, because there are millions of people who have other things to say, and everyone's experience is different. So yeah, this is my personal opinion. So if you want to listen to me, listen to a kid who's not even 18 just yet. But yeah, go ahead and do that. I love you all. I really appreciate the support. We've been growing a lot more than I've thought. We're getting really close to 150 subs. So if we can get to that, I will really appreciate that by my birthday, which is May 12th. So yeah, I'll really appreciate that if that happens. If not, I'm fine with it too. Honestly, I just really appreciate the support and people coming here, actually watching and enjoying the content. So yeah, like, subscribe, do whatever, turn on notifications if you really want to. I'll see you guys next week. I'll probably do an actual workout video next week. But yeah, God bless. Love you all. Have an amazing weekend.